Welcome back, one and all. We're here for round number 8 of season 5 of GT Sport, and we are with the GT3 Pro category here today. And after a great race last time out at Bathurst, we're looking to have the same again here in Spa. To update you all with the championship, that win for RLH Shorts last time out, position number 7, of course. Both of the Roll Sunday racing cars started on 0 points last time out because they changed cars. They moved to that Toyota. They went from the Mazda to the Toyota, so deducted all their points for the season. So both RLH Shorts and M Short will be looking to make a lot of progress in these last couple of rounds. Of course, we're now in the second half of the season. They're looking to make progress and try and get back up to where they were in the championship standings. But up at the front, GT3 currently has a 28-point lead, 6 podiums to his name, 4 of those wins, and looking to continue his good form from last season, I should say. And Bruma just behind him, 5 podiums to his name. I believe all of them seconds as well. Currently on 111 points. Wesley 101 in 3rd, and Aries, his teammate, just behind on 93 in 4. And then we got Palmer, Prins, Shorts, Spaghetti Chips in 8th, M Short in 9th, just 10th, Phil McConaughey, Nova, Timmy the Turtle, and then down at the bottom we have the 2 new drivers. New last race qualifying is about to begin, it seems. With the 2 new drivers of Astro Smurf and Ash Wilson, both racing the Porsche 911 RSR, just like Spaghetti Chips and Nova. And so we're about to get qualifying underway in a second, and hopefully we're going to have 10 minutes of fast-paced action here for qualifying. 15 minutes, I should say. 15 minutes of qualifying, and of course a 40-minute endurance race to follow. Looks like Short's going to be the first car out on track. We'll follow him off now. It's followed by Astro Smurf, and in the background it looks like we have Phil and I believe one of the BMG cars. These guys not mucking about on RLH Shorts after that win last time out, looking to get on with things. First car out on track, but he's got Astro Smurf just behind him. Did well last time out, 4 points to his name. Not a bad tally for your first race in the GT3 Pro. Letting him and his teammate a little bit, you know, that first race nerves will be gone now, and they'll be looking to try and get on with things in this championship. As we've got this Aries, who's in 4th field, taking a beautiful line there. Maybe coming together with someone, but he definitely wanted to get on with things in that Volkswagen, and got a small penalty to his name as well. And they're all coming down now towards that hairpin, making their way to, of course, the corner with no name. And we're running down to Puon now, very fast, and looks like Astro Smurf just letting Phil through there. Pretty much all cars on track. We've still got a car in the pit lane. Here is that. Ash Wilson's still in the pit lane at the moment with 30 minutes left, and there's still a long way to go in the session, but everyone else seems to be out on track. And I think it's going to be RLH Shorts to be the first car to come up to the line. We'll have to see how he does. Of course, my only real experience of watching racing round Spa Francorchamps is, of course, with the Formula 1, and they do that time sort of mid to low 1 minute 40. So I think these guys will be just over 2 minutes, if I'm correct, as he now Shorts makes his way towards Blanchimont, and the run towards the bus stop. That's a cracking camera angle. Shorts coming towards the bus stop now, and he's going to prepare himself. He's having a nice clear track in front of him, not benefiting from the tow, but we did see last time out that Toyota is good in a straight line. That definitely helped him in the fight against SMGT, and SMGT might have, you know, could be a tall of him, with the straights being quite a big factor, especially in the first and final sector. With Shorts going now down to La Source, breaking down just below 50 miles an hour in first gear, get a bit of extra rotation and getting good speed out of the corner. He's followed by 3 cars right behind him now, and he just makes his way towards Eau Rouge and then up to Radion. Such a climb, and such an iconic corner in a motorsport. 150 miles an hour up there, fantastic stuff from Shorts, and I think you can definitely tell that both him and M Short are a lot more comfortable in the Toyota. I think it's going to really help them for the rest of the season. Breaking out the end of the first section. Look at the 39.2. We'll jump back. Where's SMJT? We'll try and do a comparison between him and Shorts with a 39.2 for Shorts. Of course, these two were the first and second last time out, battling for most of the race. And it's going to be, it didn't flash up, for a bit unfortunate, but we'll go back to Shorts, making his way towards the corner with no name. 90 miles an hour through there, using the curb very efficiently there. And now the run towards P1. We'll see if he can keep the speed through here, over 100 miles an hour. Lovely line through there. And now making his way towards the end of the middle sector. Going through this very wide chicane. You see all the cars in the background following him intensely. And now coming towards the end of the middle sector. Making his run up towards Blanchimont. Of course, 19 corners on the Spa circuit, 7.004 kilometres long. I think we're expecting a great race around the Ardennes forest in Belgium. He goes towards Blanchimont. Will he take this flat out? It's going to be very close. I think he is. Absolute commitment. Ross Short's completely flat out through Blanchimont. He's looking to set a real marker down at the moment now. He makes the way through the bus stop, nice and tight and clean and tidy now. And the run towards the line, what is the time going to be? It's going to be 2 minutes and 15.9. That was big. Phil McConaughey right behind. He's got Aries on 100%. I think Aries could be on for a good lap. Aries goes up to P2. Phil is in third. And Astro Smurf in fourth. SMT though, just coming towards the line now. What will his time be? And he goes up to P2. 2/10 back though. Look further down the order, what Prinz and Timmy. Line astern as they run towards the line. What will their time be? Timmy goes into sixth and Prinz Brayson goes into sixth instead. M Short towards the line now. What will his time be? He goes up to P3 and Wesley is in 7th place at the moment. Who's the last guy? We got Ash Wilson on a flyer as well. He is out of sync a little bit, didn't come out the pit lane sort of right at the start of the session. Might have been tactical, not too sure, and we'll see what he can do in comparison to others. I think the one to watch out for will be him against his teammate, of course, Astro Smurf. We'll have to, I think that's the direct comparison, of course. I believe they're the only Porsches on the grid. We've got 10 cars here, so everyone will be scoring points here today. And I can definitely see the two Porsches getting in the mix once again. Some great battles in Bathurst. Getting right in amongst the midfield battles the two new guys were. That's what's coming towards the bus stop. Turn 18 and 19, getting the car slowed down very nicely indeed. Lovely bit of curve on the inside, and now can he get a good run towards the line? We've got 8 minutes and 50 left in the session. Running towards the line, working on Ash Wilson put himself. He's going to go up into P8, so currently 3 seconds off Short, so maybe just warming up to things at the moment, but his teammates had a very good lap in P5. And it's very close in that midfield, all in the sort of 1 minute 18s, but actually improving by 3/10 on this lap. Shorts has got a slowdown penalty, so I don't think he'll be improving on this lap. SMDT looking to try and find some gains. He's got Aries behind him, maybe benefiting from the toe. That's Smurf further up the road. Ash Smurf, I think, will be the next car to cross the line with a meaningful lap time. He's going to take it flat out for Blanchimont, very under control in the Porsche, and now he sets himself up for the bus stop, braking hard down from 150 miles an hour, 6th gear to first. As Phil McConaughey, I think Phil might have a few issues there, and now we've now got 9 runners in the session. Ash Smurf running towards the line. He's got SMT right behind him, and it is going to be an improvement. It's 2.5 tenths into 17.9. Ash Smurf stays P5, and SMJT didn't improve on that lap, just under 2 tenths down at the moment. And who's the next car coming towards the line? I think that might be Timmy. He's improving at the moment. It's in a 1.6 improvement, and he goes P8, jumping Prinz in that Mercedes, and Wesley sets much better lap and goes into 3rd place just behind him. I think is Ash Wilson on a flyer. He looks, he's improving at the moment. Wanted to try and improve from that 2 minute 18.9, but he's got his teammates actually the car in front of him. They're currently 6th and 7th at the moment, but the gap is 1 second at the moment. They're running very wide, using all the track there. Here's Ash in that Porsche, and almost cutting out the ball out there, giving it everything. but he's currently down on his laps and not having a good middle sector after an improvement in the first. Can he find up that time in the last couple of laps, in the last couple of corners going through Francorchamps? I think everyone's taking this flat out. Maybe taking a bit too flat out there. Shorts is on an outlap. He's come in. There's some new tyres and fuel, it seems. Got some GT right behind him, who's on a push lap, it seems. Championship leader at the moment, but with the two Rolls in the cars changing cars, they really took the fight. Especially GT last time out, and they'll be hoping they can do the same. And currently, third and fourth, they can definitely work together almost and try and stop that Subaru driver. But you're giving it everything. 2 tenths down still at the moment. Can he benefit from the tow? We see last time out that Subaru was a little bit struggling a touch in terms of straight line speed. Definitely against the Toyota in front of him now. And we'll see what he can do. Can he gain from this? The gap currently 0.239 between the top two. Wesley a 10th back in third place. And we'll see now as soon as he actually comes into the pit lane. Short's about to start a flyer. Wesley got Timmy just in front of him. What's Short's lap at the moment? We'll see if Wesley is on a push lap. Timmy pulls off into the pit lane, and that allows Wesley to now run towards the line. What's the time going to be? Is he going to find some improvements? He does just about. Finds a bit of improvement. That's going to increase the pressure on GT in front, but not getting past the Team Default Subaru. Short slope, making his way down the Camel Straight. And he'll be hitting what his first set time is going to be. He's gone purple in the first stage. It was a 39.1. I think he was purple originally with 39.2, but this could be a cracking lap from Shorts. Now demanding a lot of those tyres as he works his way through Le Combe and around turn 5, 6, 7, down towards turn 8. That hairpin, very easy. So much understeer there, and then of course the corner of no-name turn number 9. Welcome, you can really utilise the exit curb as he does very well there, and that can gain you a lot of speed. The run towards P1, corner that requires such commitment, and almost in the back end there, sliding a bit, but holding it very well indeed. Almost using the slide to his advantage, and we'll see what he can do as he gets to the end of the middle sector. Coming now towards turn 14, and then in between 14 and 15, that's where we'll know what this lap is shaping up to be. And he's gone even faster, 3 turns up at the moment, and this is looking like a very good lap indeed as he makes his way towards the final part. This last sector is pretty much flat out, apart from the bus stop. It is relentless, this last sector, and I think we could see some overtaking into the bus stop. Probably the second best overtaking spot on the track, you would say, after Le Combe. The Source as well, a very good spot. Turn 1, I think, be a very interesting start to the race. We can have a lot of winners and losers, but Short's coming towards the line now. Has he held that improvement, and will he go even faster? It's a 2 minute 15.6, losing a little bit in the last sector, but a very good lap indeed. SMG on his out lap. We've got Aries as well coming towards the line now. Can he improve from P5? I'm sure only a little bit in front of him, and can he jump ahead? And he has. He's gone into P2, 5/10 improvement, and just missing out on the 2 minute 15 club. But a very good lap indeed. Astra Smurf coming towards the line, just on an out lap at the moment. Who's coming towards the final corner? M Short and Phil McConaughey. Timmy the Turtle. Timmy on an out lap, and he's about to start a fly now. Aries going for another lap, it seems. SMWT just ahead at the moment, as Prince sets a personal best and goes up into P8. I believe he just jumped Timmy. But SMWT almost finding 2 tenths in that first sector. Aries currently at 10.5 in front. So as things stand, if he hooks it up the same way he did in his previous flying lap, this will be a P2 time. But we'll see if he can find a little bit more time and maybe even jump into the 2 minute 15s and maybe even jump short. Maximising that Subaru. Marshall's watch on as he now races down towards Pouant. We'll see what he can do in this middle sector. Can he find a little bit more time as confidence starts to build? And he finds out really where that Subaru is. Currently in 3rd place, rocking the Lewis Hamilton helmet. Ash Wilson sets a personal best, goes into 6th place. I think he's just jumped his teammate, but still 2 tenths up. Is SMJT, and can he find the big improvements in this final sector? He did it in the 1st sector. Of course, that's predominantly a very high-speed section. Can he do it again? He's going completely flat out, maximising everything as he runs towards the bus-stop chicane. Expected nothing else, did we? Towards the final 2 corners. Drops it down from almost 160 miles an hour down to 50. Very neat and tidy through there. And the sprint towards the line. Can he get to the 2 minute 15? It's going to be 2 minute 15.906. Just 2 tenths between him and Shorts now. That's a very good lap to put himself back into P2, and Aries just behind will be trying to rectify that on this lap. The car's further back. See who is setting the timesheets light. I think we've got Asher Smith just starting a lap, and I think that is Wesley just coming towards. I think he's starting a lap as well. Shorts on a lap at the moment. At 2 minute 15, a very good lap indeed. What can he do in the 1st sector? I think he's just on an in lap potentially. SMT, is he going again? Very close actually to his previous best. Aries didn't come up to me, but I'm sure it was a very good 1st sector for Aries. Looked to be very much in with a shout. Having got Wesley on the final lap. So I believe that must be the timer has dropped to 0. So these will be the last laps, and Wesley a big improvement in the 1st sector. But these are the final laps in qualifying. Ash Wilson, I think, will be the first car to cross the line. Currently in P6s, he's just ahead of his teammate at the moment, and 1.3 seconds off M Short. So I think we're starting to see. I think for the race we could have almost a top 5 and a bottom 4, but I mean we saw that almost last time out, as Ash was, I think, settings. I think very pedestrian through the last couple of corners. I don't think he will be improving on this lap, maybe not wanting to. As he said, he's 2.4 seconds down. Shorts backing off actually, so maybe a mistake from him. SMJT will be the next car to cross the line. He's got Aries, I believe, right behind him, and he does. Wesley just a touch back from them as well. SMGT flat out through there. Watch running towards the bus stop. What can he do? Can he get further into 1.15? There's 2 tenths between him and Shorts at the moment. Can he find those 2 tenths across this lap? It's going to be a 2 minute 16, not quite finding the pace. Aries just behind him. Can he improve? Not on this lap, and I think Shorts could be taking pole. Wesley coming towards, he's set a best somewhere as we have finished somewhere, and Wesley coming now towards the line. Asher Smith improves, stays goes out of P6 actually. Wesley towards the line, and it's going to be pole. What a lap from Wesley, big improvement, going from a 16.3 to a 15.5, and he takes pole position. M Short and Prinz nose to tail as they make their way towards the final corner. Prinz currently in P8, M Short in 5th. Timotel's improved, and he goes up into P8, jumping Prinz actually. I don't think Prinz will improve, just with that time penalty. M Short towards the line now. What can he do? He is going to stay in P5, and that is qualifying over. And we are now set for the race. It's a 40-minute race around Spa-Francorchamps in the GT3 Pro, and we're going to get racing very, very soon. But it is Wesley on pole, Short in second, SMT in 3rd, Aries 4th, M Short 5th, Asher Smith 6th, Ash Wilson 7th, Timothy 8th, and Prinz rounds out the field in P9. But it's time to go racing in the GT3 Pro. The cars are revving their engines, and we're almost ready to go here. Oh, we've got jump start at the back. The lights are out and we're underway. I think Bryn's maybe gone a bit early. I think Timmy as well, but it's been a fantastic start. That is from Aries, currently in third. And Wesley trying to hold the lead, but SMGT goes down the inside. Great move into turn one, and Aries making position. Short's dropping down the field at the moment. M Short a little bit wide, and as they make their way now down towards Rouge and Radion. SMGT holding the lead, but the cars further back, looking to try and make up places. The two BMG cars wanting to try and recover places. At the moment, the top four line astern. M Short looking to maybe make a move as well, but SMGT under attack. We saw how quick the car was. Further back, M Short looking to make a move on the Porsche, but going down towards Lecom. It looks like Wesley could be getting past. RLH Short trying to get involved as well. Being swamped up by the Toyotas, and Wesley goes into the lead, swooping around the outside of SMGT, and those top four all in a line at the moment. Fantastic racing right at the front, and we could be looking for a move down the hill now. Going down the hill, SMGT trying to go back down the inside of Wesley. Looks like he's got the move done. A fantastic move to get past, but further back we've got Short getting back, getting through on Aries, and Aries drops down to P4. A fantastic battling on the opening lap here. Going down towards Poole, and this is very much single file. We could see a move, you never know. Down into the chicane of 12 and 13, more commonly known as Lafagna, but now Wesley, can he get the run on SMGT? I don't think this time around. As they go in, the top five lining up now as M Short jumps onto the back of the Packers. I think Ash Wilson managed to get past him. But SMGT very much under attack at the moment from, well, four Toyotas, and we saw how quick they were in a straight line last time out. Wesley now making them charge. Short's behind, Aries behind, M Short behind. SMGT is under attack at the moment. And now going towards the bus stop. Wesley maybe thinking about a move, maybe trying to go around the outside. He's going to try and go around the outside of SMGT. Who's going to be the latest on the brakes? Wesley looks to have gone a little bit deeper. That's going to be inside for the next corner, and Wesley moves up into the lead. SMGT though is still right behind him, and as they now run down towards the source, will SMGT manage to get back past? Maybe trying to go around the outside, or maybe even a switch back. Short's in behind, trying to pick up any pieces from this little puzzle. Wesley goes in deep and holds the position, but Short's now looking very feisty indeed, and he actually gets past SMGT. SMGT dropping down the field, and can Aries get past as they now work their way up towards Radion at the top of the hill. Aries looking to try and get past SMGT. We saw the difference between the Subaru and the Toyota on the straight, but Short's now looking to go up into the lead. These guys were first and second on the grid. The only people in the 2-minute 15s, and RLH Shorts manages to get past, going around the outside and get the job done before the corner. But look at the top five, really pushing away. As M Short has managed to close up onto the back of the train as they've been battling away, but Asher Smurf and Ash Wilson right behind, having a dings on the two Porsches. Back in the front we go down into turn 8. I think that's turn 8. Turn 8. It's towards turn 9, corner with no name. Short's still holding on at the moment, utilising all the track there as he makes his way, but getting into the lead. That's where he finished last time out, so we're going to try and make it 2 wins in a row for Shorts, and you can definitely see they're having a much happier time in that Toyota. But no, Wesley will not be giving up at all. Still a long way left to go in this race. We still have 36 minutes left of racing, it must be said. And as they make their way in a line, these five, I mean, great racing between these guys so far. And they make their way into the final sector and the run towards the bus stop now, end of the lap. The gaps are very close at the moment. Pretty much all the gaps within 4 underneath half a second between each driver. SMGT sat, M Short just dropping off the pack a touch, maybe suffering from the dirty air the most, it must be said. We could be seeing maybe a double move. Wesley trying to get past Shorts, and can Aries find a way past as they go into the bus stop? They're in the order they were at the end of the first sector, not finding a way past. SMGT's got a really good exit, as Wesley suffering a touch behind Shorts, who's starting to push away the gap now, 7 tenths, gaining a couple of tenths in that last sector. But of course, Shorts at the front of the slipstream train. He's got a really good exit actually out of the source, and that is really helping him. SMGT though right on the back, and Aries right on the back of him as well. We could see an absolute battle, but Wesley holding on to that position at the moment. The top 4 separated by not a lot, but it looks like Aries now could be the one trying to make a move. Didn't quite close up as I thought he would. That previous shot he seemed to be gaining quite a bit on SMJT in front. We'll have a look further back. Ashwell Smith still leading Ash Wilson, P6 and 7, 2 Porsche cars. We've got Timmy in 8 and Prince there, just in P9 at the moment, currently rounding out the field. We're getting 2 points for his troubles today. So important to finish the race, you know, especially with the everyone getting points here today. So everyone getting rewarded for turning up. And we'll see now this front 2 getting 2 barrels forming. I think a touch. SMGT, you know, he's got to really work hard, I think, in these corners to stay with the guys in front. But I think that Super is a little bit better in the corners. You know, we have seen that throughout the season so far. A bit short. So holding on to that lead at the moment. And looking to make it 2 wins on the bounce. I mean, what a call this was from Robson to Racing potentially to ditch the Mazda. Of course, we heard the reasoning at the end of Laguna Seca. Yeah, the Mazda came out on the day the Season 5 GT3 Pro started, and they took the risk. They went for the gamble, and it just didn't pay off. It didn't seem to, you know, just didn't quite have the pace. I think it was short saying, you know, they changed. When they changed, they did 1 lap at Laguna, and both of them were a second faster. So it just shows, you know, how much quicker the car is in comparison to what they were previously running. Battle for P2 seems to be very close at the moment as well. SMGT right on the back of Wesley. There he's getting a bit squirmy out of the source now as they run towards Orange and Radion. Is SMGT close enough to have a go? The gap under 0.3 of a second at the moment. It's actually going up. At the moment, it's trying to break the toe. Wesley's closing in on this straight. The corner just comes a little bit too quickly for him. And we'll see as they go down towards turn and brake. That's a fantastic shot, this. All cars. Aries potentially losing touch. M Short, I think, as well. I think he had a few adventures and getting a penalty, as that has not helped him in keeping onto the back of this quartet. But yeah, it might just be that the front 3 are so close, but it might look like Aries might be dropping back a touch as well as they now make their way through P1. I think SMJT will be being hampered a touch, I think, by that straight line speed of that Subaru, but he's very, very close through this section of the track. It's the closest gap on track. I think Prince and Timmy have both rooms. That's not ideal for them at the moment, but SMJT right on the back of Wesley. And can he find a way past now? Can he find a way past now on the run towards P1 and the bus stop? Top 4 separated by barely anything at the moment. Wesley actually is now managed to get closer to Shorts than SMJT is to him. There's great racing between these guys. Oh, have a quick look at the start if we can. We can. Brilliant stuff. They got underway. It was Wesley in first. SMJT didn't have the best of starts, and it was actually Shorts who dropped down the order down into P4. We heard last time out they hadn't been practicing the start so much. SMJT up into the lead. It was a great move for the lead, but fortunately that straight on speed hampering him a touch and just falling back slightly. Shorts managing to make progress, of course, on that opening lap as well. But return to the action back at the front, and Wesley under threat a touch. But if you watch that delta on the top left, it is just going up. The second they go into a straight, no matter how close SMJT is, the delta just keeps climbing. Even though he's, you know, I think because Short's so close to Wesley in front, you know, it's allowing Wesley to utilise that toe, and he actually pulls away from SMJT, which is really interesting to see. I think SMJT's not feeling the pain on these straights with sorry, on the tracks of longer straights. We saw him at Bathurst last time out doing very well indeed. Getting P2, very close battle at the front. I think the pit stops could really define. You know, we saw that last time out. The pit stops had a big impact on the battles nearer the front. Whereas the gaps free zone. I mean, what's the gap between Aries and Shorts? I mean, it's 1.2 seconds between the top 4. And this is crazy racing. You know, 1.1 now. Now, this is not the sort of thing you see in Formula 1. It's great close battling between these guys, and no mistakes, you know, at all. A mistake is costly in GT. You lose that momentum, and you know, the guys are so close. It's so hard to regain that time. You know, if you lose 2 seconds, it's really hard. We'll look further back in the running, but M-Shot's starting to come under attack from Astrosmurf, it seems. Maybe you're not feeling it on these tyres at the moment. Maybe doing a bit of fuel saving, trying to do 1 stop rather than a 2. I'm not sure what the stops are in this. We'll see now Astrosmurf, is he closing in on M-Shot? They run towards the bus stop now. Can the Porsche find a way past? I think he's moving a bit too far back. We jump to the front, and oh, Shorts into the pit lane. We've got Shorts and SMGT both into the pit lane, and Wesley and Aries both stay out. That is very interesting to see. And Astrosmurf has got past M-Short because he's into the pit lane on this lap. We'll see now Wesley and Aries. I mean, can they work together almost and try and do an alternate strategy? We'll have to wait and see where they got. RLH Shorts comes out into P3. And where is SMGT? SMGT is there, and he is going to be right with Ash Wilson. I think if Ash plays it sensibly, he'll just sit behind and utilise the slipstream, and he has at the moment. Battle at the front. Wesley still ahead of his teammate Aries. As you can see, in P5, and the gap between him and Shorts is quite big at the moment. So maybe a bit of, you know, a difference in strategies we're starting to see here. Yeah, we saw that last time. We saw it in Brands Hatch as well. We did see the BMG guys actually. Different strategy in Brands Hatch. Didn't quite pay off that day. But maybe they can make it work for them once again. We'll see if they stay in order, because Aries is looking very racy now. He's managed to, well, battling the car that is, you know, he's in the lead. You know, Wesley hasn't got the defence of a tow. A helping hand from somebody in front to try and get the tow off them. But Wesley leads this race after getting pole from a very good lap. One of 2 drivers into the 2-minute 15s. The gap currently between Shorts and the leader, 7.2 seconds. And if you watch it, I think it is coming down. And utilising the tyres, utilising the fuel, and you know, trying to make the undercut work and get into the. Was he in the lead? I think he was in the lead. Yes. No, but who will these guys react now as they try and make an overcut work? Shorts, course, in the lead before the pit stop phase. And both of them are into the pit lane now. So we're very interested to see RLH coming around the final 2 corners. And absolutely, he'll be giving it all this lap, trying to make it a really good in lap. SMGT there just coming through the picture as we've got Astrosmurf into the pit lane as well. M-Short now coming out as well. We'll see Shorts. I think he's going back into the lead of this race, and by some margin, it must be said. SMJT, will he take P2? He has. And there are the 2 BMG cars. In relation, they come out in P3 and 4. So SMGT, the winner of that pit stop phase, got himself up into P2. We're now at the stage of the race where you know, we might have. It's time to watch the deltas. As M-Short, I think M-Short's definitely gained on the 2 BMG cars, and I think he's a winner of the pit stop phase. As you look behind, and Ash Wilson has dropped back from him, and Ash Wilson overtook him, didn't he? So yeah, M-Short definitely a winner of the pit stop phase. So BMG cars still very much gearbox to rear wing. See the gap in front of SMGT currently 3.2 seconds. As Aries, I think maybe letting his teammate through. Aries came out ahead in the pit stop window. So just letting his teammate back through, have better pace, and utilise the slipstream to pull both of them along, so they can get onto the back of SMGT in front. The gap has actually, of course, has increased as Aries slowed to let his teammate past. The gap at the front as well, 5.52 seconds at the moment. I have to keep an eye on that one as well. But it's 16 minutes into this race, 24 minutes left to go. And it's a tough one to call. A lot of, very strategic races are turned into. We've got, how many cars have we got on track at the moment? 7 cars on track at the moment. And Short says the fastest lap of the race, so he is not mucking about at all. The gap now to 5.8. And utilising his tyres now, the first lap. Ooh. What's happened here? A change of position, it looked like, on the left hand side. But no, we haven't. So I don't know what I saw in the corner of my eye there. But Short's leading, gap still 5.8. SMGT 3.8 behind, so he's still increasing that gap very, very slowly. And everybody just settling into the racer touch. Yeah, you can definitely see Aries utilising the slipstream. And I think we can see it from qualifying. Wesley, had a stonker of a lap right at the death to snatch pole, and that may be suggesting he's a bit more comfortable around Spa this evening. But M Short just behind, gap 1.9 at the moment. Have to keep an eye on that one as well. I've seen Wesley and SMGT stabilising at 3.8 at the moment. Gap out front 6 seconds. So Short motoring on at the moment, and he's looking very comfortable in that Toyota. 3.7, so it is starting to move that gap, potentially come back down. There's a fourth sticking with him. M Short, gap now 2.1, was 1.9, so it's another gap we are keeping an eye on. And now making their way up towards Francorchamps. Gap starting to increase in Aries and Wesley, so Aries just not quite having the confidence around Spark. But use on the slipstream, and I think that is, is a tactical game from BMG, and a clever play, it must be said. Wesley, I think we're qualifying because he's maybe feeling it a bit better today, a bit quicker today, and Aries not holding him up, and actually utilising the slipstream himself. Gap 10 seconds between Aries and Short's out front. Short, and he's starting to maybe making sure he doesn't get away too much. Gap 3.8 behind, so all the gap pretty much stabilising at the moment. Said everyone's not for the foot wrong today. As I think we got the 2 cars in 6th and 7th battling very soon, as Astro Smurf seems to have the better run of things over Ash. Wasn't very much more aggressive line there from Astro Smurf as they went up Eau Rouge and Morales. You see that gap on the left hand side coming down. It was 6/10 as they got as they started sort of this lap. Coming down on Astro Smurf, maybe looking for a move down the inside. He's going to go down the inside into Lecombe. They're going to go side by side, and it looks like Astro Smurf has just about nipped ahead. Astro Smurf not being able to hold it around the outside, and Astro Smurf getting ahead now. And maybe they can work together like the BMG guys. Maybe apart from doing an alternate strategy, we'll have to wait and see. Gap between the 2 BMG cars and M Short starting to build. Was the gap between SMGT and Short's increased, but the one that's come down quite a bit is in Wesley and SMJT. It was 3.8, now 3 flat. I think, judging by when they came into the pit lane, we could be seeing a 2-stop from most. I think here. Definitely it's going to be a very tactical race, and I think, you know, we could see a very different field by the end. Oh, Aries is at a moment. Aries is at a big moment. We'll try and see what happened there. And he's gone spinning. He's gone off down at the exit of turn number 15, and that has allowed M Short to come past. And M Short now up in a P4, so profiting there from Aries' mistake. And we'll have to see now, Aries without that toe as well, and he's, you know, of course, was very much in that battle for the top 4, and dropping down the field now. Short's out in front of the gap, slowly but surely increasing up to 6.4 now, and not putting a foot wrong. It's he's coming under pressure against it, but it's a different type of pressure than what he had last week. You know, it's SMJT pushing behind. He can't make any mistakes because he knows SMJT will push and close up if George is having an off moment. So instead of battling wheel to wheel, where it's just a matter of stay ahead, it's, you know, keep the distance. You know, just be quicker. Ultimately, it's effectively these guys are time trialing it at the moment. SMJT, the gap between Wesley and SMJT. Just hovering at just about 3 seconds at the moment. We're going to have 7 cars in this race. They've put on a good show so far. Fantastic opening couple of laps, action-wise. I think we managed to cover the best of it, I hope. And we'll see now what comes of the race in the next pistol phase. I'm predicting with 17 minutes left, we're going to see one more stop from most of the cars, probably around you know, 14. I think anywhere between 15 and 10. You wouldn't want to leave it too late, and you can't really utilise, you know, the fresh tyres right at the end of the race. Yeah, still everyone's behaving themselves at the moment in order. I think a small mistake there from Shorts. Actually, Shorts is into the pit lane, so pulling the trigger a lot earlier than, well, I predicted. He dives into the pit lane now, and the signal is out. Here coming to the pit lane. He's the first guy into the pit lane, and it's a mega undercut. Maybe protecting almost from an undercut that he wasn't quite too sure on. Aries coming towards the source, and will Aries be behind? I'm sure M Short gets ahead. Have to see where he feeds out. And going along, it seems, for the final stint. Blowing along field was Ash Wilson into the pit lane as well, down to P7 at the moment. And Short's coming out in P5. 19.6 seconds. I think he's put a lot of fuel in the car, especially with this long left to race. So he's got to make these laps count and really try and make, well, the undercut work, because he did have that big advantage going into his pit stop. Trying something a bit different, it seems. Gap 19.3, we'll keep an eye on it. On the front, 3.2, still what it was. Wesley still sat behind. M Short third, has got Aries, I think, still sort of 2 seconds behind him. We'll see how that gap develops, especially with the pit stops coming up for these guys. So still 19 seconds. We just not want to take too much out of the tyres. Of course, maybe just a heavier car and then putting fuel in that Toyota. He makes his way towards Lafania. As you see, he seems pretty comfortable out front in that default Subaru. flying now down towards the bus stop chicane. Sure, I'm starting to come under attack from areas. We'll see if SMJT comes into the pit lane, and he is diving into pit lane now. What will Wesley do? Wesley stays out another lap. Short currently in third. What's he thinking of doing? As Aries starting to close up a touch, he darts in the pit lane, and Aries follows him. So Wesley out in front at the moment. The car we have to watch now is RLH Short. Where will he come out in relation to these cars? Of course, we need to see where he comes out in relation to SMJT, who I think is coming out the pit lane soon. Will it be close? We'll have to see. It looks like he's going to go up into P2, and he retakes what is his effective lead. And there is SMJT. Of course, fresher tyres, and the gap seems to have come down. Currently 3 seconds, so managing to half it effectively. Astro Smurf moving up in a P4, but of course cars behind have pitted. M-Short's come out in 5th, and look who is right behind him. Aries right behind M-Short now as they make their way up by Rouge and Radion. Same bit of kit between these two cars, both in the Toyota FT1 Vision Gran Turismo. And we'll see now who's going to get the best of things. M-Short having a go. He's going to try and get offensive. Maybe try and close that door, but there's a gap on the inside, and Aries is going to try and go for it. We're going now down towards the comp. Will Aries someone down the inside? He just hangs back for the time being, playing it sensibly. You know, not taking too many risks. Asher Smurf in P4, doing a very good job at the moment. But of course, you know, a pit stop behind the guys and girls around him. I'm sure still holding on to that P5, but Aries wants to get past. Of course, this is effectively, well, this is, sorry, not effectively, this is for position, and I'm sure pulling away in the middle sector now. As they go down towards the comp. Aries will be looking to try and close in. So the gap between Wesley and Short has come down in our score, so maybe just trying to go long, and you know, it's just quality lap after quality lap on the tyres. Does come into pit lane this time around, so of course the attention focus changes to Shorts, and we'll have to see where Wesley comes out in relation. Of course, he won't need to put in as much fuel as some of the cars, so his pit lane loss will be shorter. 12 minutes left in the race. And where will he feed back out? I think it's in relation to SMJT. I think that's the car he'll be fighting right on the exit. I think Astro Smurf has just gone into pit lane as well, and he has. Got 3.9 between the top two. And where is Wesley? There is Wesley, and he's out in 3rd place at the moment. The gaps have come down in this pit stop window. And Astro Smurf, I think, as he can try and come out ahead of his teammate, I think he will. Just as he leaves now, dart on the pit lane, got a bit ahead of his teammate, so getting one over the battle between the two Porsches. But now it's round 2 of Aries versus M-Short. Can he close up? Gap coming down, but seems to be too big to make a move into the comp. I think he's going to be too far back at the end of the Camel Straight. He's going to have to wait behind. Try and stay with him through this middle sector, very aggressive on the curbs. Trying to stick with the Roxanne racing car of M-Short. Further up the field. Short, I mean, increasing that gap now to 4 seconds, and with 10 minutes left in this race, I think it might require a lot for SMJT to close the gap in the middle sector. We said that Subaru a little bit better in the corners. He's making it work for him at the moment. Got it turned up to 11, it seems. And gap actually come down quite a bit on this lap. Now down to 3.6 seconds. And Wesley just coming through the picture as well, as they slug it out on the podium spots. But a battle for P4 is very much on towards the end of this race, because Aries is going to be the slipstream for the run towards the bus shop, going through Blanchimont, and that's going to help him close up. He'll get to the bus stop. If he can stay close to him, he'll then be close on the run to La Source. If he can't find a way past into La Source, He'll then have a great run out of the source towards Rouge Radion and then up the Camel Straight. So Aries very close actually. We could see a move maybe down into the bus stop. He's going to stay behind M Short for the time being. Zonnet Shorts has the fastest lap of the race, 2 minutes 15.3, very quick lap. Of the fuel odds coming down, that would have been pole. Actually, and Aries trying to find a way past moving the P4 because Aries was very much in the battle for the top 4. But a spin, we saw the end of his spin as we went to the replay. Cost him a touch here today. He's right behind his teammate Wesley. But now as they make their way up through Rouge and Radion, Aries got the momentum, he's got the speed now, and surely making the run down towards Lecombe. M Short goes defensive, shows him to the outside, make him go the long way around. They're going to be side by side now as they get towards Lecombe. Aries, I think he's just got his nose ahead because he's on the outside line. It's going to make it a lot difficult. They're going to go side by side. Aries holds around the outside, but he can't quite hold around the outside. And M Short holds on to the position. I think Aries realising that Big Grit Limited couldn't then hang it around because outside then switches to the inside, but playing it safe, avoiding collision. And of course we still have 8 minutes left in this race for these two positions to be decided. Going down now through Puon. Further up the field, gap 3.4 between Wesley and SMJT. The gap at the front, 3 dead. It is coming down between Shorts and SMJT. We could see a late charge from the championship leader. Shorts looking to make it 2 wins on a bounce. Of course, they changed. Austin Racing changed cars last time out and looking to make it 2 wins from 2 in that Toyota. But speaking of the Toyotas, we've got two Toyotas battling it out. B&G versus Roll Centre. And now making their way. M Short is under attack. Massive Short's actions at pit lane. Ooh, that is interesting. M Short holding on to the position, but RLH just made a late stop. The gap was coming down, but he's going to drop now, surely at least to 3rd, maybe even 5th. I think he's come out in P3, so obviously didn't need to put as much fuel in, only 7 minutes to go. Maybe just some new tyres, but he's actually to be fair, he's not come out far behind. We could see a late charge now from Shorts, currently 6 seconds off the lead. He's going to need a second every minute pretty much to try and get this win, but it's going to be very interesting. The winner last time out, I'll be interested to on the podium afterwards, I must say, what the thinking is behind this. But the battle further back, they're side by side already. M Short and Aries. Aries is round 2. Aries trying to go around the outside again. Can he make it stick? He's a bit further ahead this time. He's going to try and hold it up the inside, but M Short just gets in front, and Aries has to duck behind, and he's stuck behind M Short once again. And we can get the move down into the hairpin. He's going to stay behind though. Just had a little sniff up the inside, but not a real overtaking spot. It must be said, but RLH Short's going to be on the freshest rubber of the field. We just see him there, and that gap 6.1 still. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. He needs 6 seconds every minute. With 6 seconds left in the race now, and with the lap being around 2 minute, 16, we're going to have like 3 laps left of racing. Actually, maybe just 2 when they get to the line. So he's gonna. The gap's not coming down, I think, like he would want, and that could have handed SMJT the victory. The gap is coming down between him and Wesley. 2.4 seconds now, but this is the closest gap on track. Less than 0.2 of a second now. Now he's got a great run towards Blanchimont. He's going to be going up the inside of Blanchimont onto the grass there. Lose a bit of momentum. He's still on the inside of M Short though. They're going to go side by side with Blanchimont. Bit of door to door, but M Short holds on to the position. But Aries maybe trying to send it down the inside. Both of them are late on the brakes though, and M Short holds on to the position. But these are going at it for P4. We just see saw Wesley just go into turn 1, and then Shorts goes into turn 1. And these guys still slugging it out. Shorts now starting to make progress. But is it a little bit too little too late? And the gap at the front, 2.6, so I think SMG doing a bit of race management at the moment, but M-Short under attack now. Aries is going to stick behind through Radion and Eau Rouge. Well, Eau Rouge and Radion, I must say. And then as they climb up the hill, Shorts has got a really good launch out there, and he's going to do everything he can to defend the position. But Aries, I think this is round 3 now. Is he going to go to the outside? Surely he can try and duck to the inside. Gap is coming down, I don't think by enough, and he's going to send one down the inside. He's even both of them are late on the brakes once again, and that from Aries not quite working out that time around. You see now, bit of a tank slapper there for Aries. The battle for the top 3. It's down to 5 seconds now. And with 3 minutes left, I just don't think the improvements are coming like he would have wanted. It's 2.9 ahead to Wesley. Wesley 2.2 to SMJT. But again, I just think it's a little bit too late to mount a charge for the wings. It's one thing getting up to a driver, it's another thing overtaking them, as Aries is finding out. Stuck behind M-Short. M-Short putting up fantastic defence at the moment as they make their way through Lafanya. Aries just having a little bit of confidence. M-Short runs wide and gets the tank slap, but holds on to the position just about. They're going to go side by side, and that allows Aries up the inside, and he's got ahead now as M-Short gets a penalty to compound his woes. Now they run out of turn number 15. M-Short looking to maybe try and get back past now, looking around the outside of Blanchimont. We saw them go side by side last time. He's going onto the marble. It's going to be very difficult, and he just has to hang back for the time being, not having the speed, trying to go around the outside there as they go into the braking zone. Aries keeping ahead now, and he's managed to get past M-Short. That small mistake costing him, and he loses out on P4. Rather, quick little look at that moment once again, and it was just going. Aries right behind, and M-Short just running a little bit wide and getting onto the gravel a touch, and that gave an absolute tank slapper. And he goes in a little bit deep, and it's a bit of a switchback from Aries, and he gets the position done and dusted and holds it onto it. And see that gap, 0.4 per second at the moment. It's coming down. Of course, she's also got a fantastic launch off of there. And Willie, he's got a penalty to serve. It's now 0.7, but he's giving it absolutely everything. Trying to go around the outside now. We saw it didn't work for Aries on the last lap. And M-Short gets the job done. He gets the job done before the corner. He's managed to get back past Aries now. Where will he try and serve that penalty? Is my next question. 0.7 seconds to serve. And this battle for P4 very much on. We look further up the road though. RLH has closed in the gap. You know, he's starting to really reel them in. Wesley as well. 1.2 seconds now. But 1.8 seconds back to Shorts, and he's on a charge at the moment. And we have to look further back. M-Short still holding. We've still got that 0.7 seconds worth of penalties to try and serve. But Aries now looking to go up the inside, down into Lafanya. Can he get the move done? He's going to be on the inside. He's got the high ground, bit of contact, and he's banging front left to rear right, and M-Short just about holds on. And now coming towards, I think these guys will have to do another lap. 53 seconds left in this race. 0.6 seconds now, he's trying to serve it anywhere he can. Battle at the front has really closed in. 1.4 seconds. This will be the last lap of the race. SMT, the gaps, I think it's just a little bit too big for anything to happen, but any mistakes could be costly at this phase of the race. As M-Short still holding on to P4 at the moment. And Aries maybe looking to make a move down into the source. Can he find a way past? M-Short not on this occasion. M-Short jump back onto the racing line. But the run, the gap less than a second now. It could just be a little bit too late for Shorts, but I think, of course, the run to the box stop could be crucial for him. But under attack though, his teammate, M Short. Two very contrasting feelings for the Rosetta Racing cars. One's on the attack, one's on the defence. Aries trying to find a way past M Short now. Ash Wilson has finished. He is done and dusted in P7. Aries now looking to the outside. They're going to go side by side once again down the comp. Hangs back. Maybe looking to get a switchback and hoping M Short went a little bit deep. He doesn't. And he holds on to the position. Looking back further field, and RLH Short's right on the back now. He's got the two BMG cars and the two Rolls Racing cars going at it against each other. And we could see a last lap change in on the podium. Back at P4 and 5. M Short still just ahead. Aries seems to have a much better run of things at the moment. Wesley under attack now, and RLH Shorts could be looking to go around the outside. The two guys racing with the RLH name. Around the outside is Shorts. He can't quite find a way there. But that change of direction, much more confident on the fresher tyres as they run down towards turn number 15. Who's going to get the best launch? Looks like SMJT will take the race lead. He currently, I can see they took the battle just behind. Where's the under attack? He's got a penalty as well, which is not going to help him at all. Can he stay flat out for here? Short seems to have the run on him. And going towards the bus stop. Wesley holds the inside very aggressively there. He's trying to go around the outside. This is on the final lap, the final corner. Short is going to get ahead. He's going to get around the outside, onto the inside, and he gets past. A fantastic move, but SMJT takes the win. It'll be Shorts who takes second place. Wesley third. And Aries is going to manage to get past. So we can have a quick watch of this. No, he's managed to get past. And M Short runs a little bit deep as he's desperately trying to hold onto that position. Not quite keeping it ahead. Aries comes across the line in P4. M Short in P5. And the last man to cross the start-finish line will be Astro Smurf. Taking P6. Good points for the two Comptech drivers, and they'll be making progress in the Constructors and also in the Drivers' Championship. As I said, getting a good finish in P6 and P7. But it's SMJT who takes the win. It's his 5th win of the season. And a 7th podium out of 8. Absolutely relentless. It must be said. 2 positions up, started P3, and it's another 25 points for him. We'll of course get ready for the podium interviews. It'll be very interesting to see to get the guys' thoughts and views on that race. Just getting the podium all set up. And we'll just finish off by advising Wesley, of course, losing out right at the end. Just wait for the guys to jump in on the podium, but a great race and a fantastic battle right at the start. Seeing the top 5. I think we are just waiting for Wesley, and here he is. And we'll start with SMJT. Another good win, 5th win of the season. But talk me through that start, because it got very close in the first couple of laps. The battle between the top 5 was very close. How was it for you? Sat, I think, in P3 for most of it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. again, I knew I was lacking the straight line speed again this week, but I kind of thought, right, I can make it up in the middle sector. I just have to kind of stick with him. Morgan kind of threw me for a second because he pitted really early. But yeah, overall, I kind of just stuck to what I was doing, and yeah, it all worked out. So I'm pretty happy with it. But,
yeah. Were you surprised right at the end when obviously Arnold Schwartz came into the pit lane, sort of 8 minutes left to go?
Yeah, I was. I was like closing in on him a little bit in the middle sector, but then like he was kind of gained it again in the first sector. So I don't know. I obviously I don't know what he's thinking at the time. So yeah, it was quite a surprise. So it's good for me. So yeah.
Yeah, I was like, also, did you feel like you were struggling in the first couple of laps with straight line speed? Of course, we saw that at Bathurst a week ago, a touch. You feel that was hampering you again today at the start?
Yeah, I mean, like when we were in the slipstream train as such, Morgan just has that flat out pace, and Wesley's in his slipstream, and I wasn't even gaining on any of them. I was just actually dropping back a bit. But luckily, this track, it's only on the first sector, and that straight is not long enough to make that much of a difference. Like, so it kind of gives you a little bit more of a fighting chance. So yeah, like I said, I just kind of stick to my strategy, and everything kind of worked out really.
Yeah, very good. And of course, of Interlagos next week. Of course, there's only one or two straights on that, so hoping to make up a lot of time in the middle and final sector. Or the middle sector is quite a big part of the lap. But feeling good now with, of course, Bremer not here today. You've extended the championship lead tenfold.
Yeah, that kind of took a lot of weight off going into this race. So yeah, it's quite nice to know that I've extended it a little bit more. Still can't take my eye off the board just yet, but it's looking close now.
Very much so. Well done on another race win, and good luck for next week.
Thank you.
And moving to second place now. Shorts, that's how I distinguish between two of you. I go for short and then shorts. But good race to get P2. I think you can definitely see the Toyota, you're doing a lot better in it. And how did you find your race today?
Yeah, Toyota's a really good car. Really get along well with it. It was just a night of miscalculations for me tonight. Qualifying, just mistimed it slightly. I sort of thought I got pole after after Shane and Aries both crossed the line, and I only saw on the results screen that Wesley had hit me by less than a tenth. So that was disappointing. I think I've got some setup differences in the diff with Wesley, because I got as good a start as I could possibly get today, and he pulled away massively on the start, so maybe something to look into there with the diff. But overall, I was pretty happy with my race until the first pit stop, where I don't know what I was thinking, but I just didn't refuel. So I was restricted to 2 5-lap stints, and then I refilled to go to the end, and then sort of, because I knew you didn't lose that much time through pitting without refueling, so I just thought, screw it, I've got to try something different here. So I refueled enough to go to the end, and then I decided that if I had to, I would pit again. And I was maintaining the gap well to Shane, but I saw he caught 1 second in 1 lap as my tyres started to fall off. It's only a 1 lap difference, but Shane is extremely good at managing his tyres, and I'm pretty good, but I've improved a lot, but I'm still not perfect. And I just thought it might be worthwhile trying something different, because I knew the straight line speed of the Toyota would help me a lot, but I felt like my main worry was that I'd be battling with Shane, and then Wesley would get us both, and that would be it. So I'm pretty happy with P2 overall.
Yeah, I mean, getting P2 on the final corner of the final lap as well, so I was happy to get that place right out the depth as well.
Yeah, I was really pushing towards it. I knew I was pushing a bit too hard in the first couple of laps, making a couple of silly mistakes, losing a few tenths, so I thought I'd had it, but I got my head down and really just pushed as hard as I possibly could. And yeah, caught up to Wesley. I think I was like you saw earlier in the race, I absolutely monstered him when I overtook him the first time. So obviously some setup differences there. It was definitely quicker than anyone in the straights today. So apart from maybe Brins in the Merc. But overall, yeah, really, I'm got mixed feelings about P2. It probably should have been a win, but after the circumstances that happened, I'll take P2.
Very good. And of course, with Brazil next week out, are you feeling confident going into that?
I think that's although Shane hates it, I think that's got a Shane win written all over it, to be honest. I love the track. I've done well there before, just a couple of, well, I've always been quick there. I think I've qualified on pole a couple of times, but I've made mistakes in the race or had bad luck, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, very good, and good luck for next week. Well done on another two podiums in a row. Finally we'll come to Wesley, getting P3, just getting pipped on the final corner, but I would say a very good pole lap, it must be said, in qualifying. Did you get it all hooked up perfectly?
It wasn't actually perfect. Poor could have been better. I had a bit of understeer there, but it was a pretty decent lap. Yeah, I was really pleased. I was at the first stint. I made a bit of a first runs in qualifying. They weren't that good, and then I pitted, and I think timed that really well. And then that final lap was coming along really nice, and I stood that purple coming out of the middle sector. And then I managed to snatch ball away from Morgan. Start was really good. Shane did get a better start, but I kind of was like at turn 1, okay, if he gets ahead of me in turn 1, that's not a shame, because I didn't at the straight line speed, and I took him back on the camel straight, but unfortunately my braking was suddenly gone, and I lost that position again, and from there on it was a really much slipstream first stint. Did go longer on the tires, did 3 6-lap stints in the end, and I think it went pretty well. I think we could have had the pace to win it, but in the end it was just not enough. And Morgan getting past in the final lap, he was closing in really quick, and I know it was really quick on the straights, definitely quicker than I am. Yeah, overall still happy to have podium again.
Yeah, and also moving up into second place in the championship as well, so managing to jump Broomer as well today. I think it was midway through the race, a bit of team play. I think was it Aries just let you by? Was that maybe try and help pull him along as well, because you just had the better pace today? Yeah,
we were bump drafting each other, trying to help each other to maintain the pace, but unfortunately Aries made a mistake going on the AstroTurf, driving to Blanchimont, so that was unfortunate, because otherwise we could have been both on the podium maybe. But yeah, it was a good team tactics going on there.
Yeah, good team playing. Of course, of Interlagos next week, are you confident going into that?
Well, I know the track really suits me, and I hope they can finally get a win again, and we'll see. I think I have the setup for it, so we'll see.
Very nice. We're trying to make it your second win of the season, but well done to all 3 of the podium finishers today, and we'll see you next week for the race in Interlagos.
Thank you.
But of course we got the race in Interlagos next week, and I think that's the next action at RLH. So that is the next thing to look forward to. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll see everybody next week.